What's going on, guys? It's Walrus. Today's video, which I might change that name by the way, but today's video we're talking about Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered and Call of Duty World War II. Really, we're going to be talking about supply drops in Call of Duty and why I do and don't want them at the same time. Now, for Modern Warfare Remastered, I enjoy this game, and I'll tell you what, I enjoyed a lot more with supply drop weapons, which I was one of the people that was so against supply drop weapons. I did not want supply drop weapons in Modern Warfare Remastered, but honestly, I enjoy them. Before we get into this, let me talk about the gameplay real quick. The gameplay is, the first one's a free-for-all and shipment, which I was like surprised I won, because I didn't do very good in the beginning. Then the next one was a gun game on wet work, and both the gun game on wet work, I had this like a little tear. I went off on wet work, and then like I started choking at the end. Somehow I still won it, but it was like, it's a good game. They're both good games. Anyway, so supply drop weapons in Call of Duty. Are they as bad as we think they are? I'm not sure, because I didn't want supply drop weapons in Modern Warfare Remastered at all. I was one of the people that, I want the headshot symbol, I want, you know, this and that, whatever. Like, I wanted it as close to Modern Warfare, COD 4 Modern Warfare as possible. But the thing is, it's like, say like a sports game, for example, NBA 2K. You play my team, you spend all this money to open packs, and then in a year it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Because the next year's game comes out, then all that stuff you spent money on, it's useless. Call of Duty is a little different with guns, because people will play this game for years. So to me, it's more worth it to buy supply drops for guns, only if the guns are actually accessible for the players opening supply drops. Meaning that the way they did it in Advanced Warfare, Black Ops 3, I'm assuming probably Infinite Warfare, that way's terrible. Basically, you're just you're gambling and hoping you get a gun. In Modern Warfare Remastered, they did it in such a way where it's kind of almost like Battlefield 1, where you get scraps, which, no, actually, that's not, let me take that back. I don't think it's like Battlefield 1, but it's like an example for like 2K, for example. You got VC and MT. Virtual currency, and then your My Team points. You can buy stuff with VC, and then when you sell it on the market, you get My Team points. And then you can use My Team points to buy what you want. Same concept here. Each gun has like 6 or 7 things you have to craft, and then once you craft those things, you can get a gun. So for example, I open up a bunch of packs, I think it's called Depot, I think it's called Gear or something like that. We're just gonna say it's called Gear, just in case you don't know how it works. So you open supply drops, you get the gear by opening supply drops, by getting duplicates of stuff you don't want. And then the duplicates will give you gear. You can take that gear and buy craft item for 165 gear, craft item for 220 gear, craft item for 465, craft item for 2100. Once you craft all those items, you get the gun that you want. You know what I mean? So it's not like you can actually control what gun you unlock by opening the supply drops, not directly getting what you need, but you can indirectly get what you need through the supply drops with the gear. Do you see where I'm coming from? So you have more control over what you're getting, and it makes it not nearly as frustrating, because every time you open a supply drop, you're going to be one step closer to getting whatever gun you want. Whereas in the old Call of Duties that would have supply drops, you're just hoping and hoping and hoping. But I mean, and also you can just straight up unlock the stuff too in the supply drops. Can't forget that part, is you can unlock the items you need for the guns as well. So it's not like you're just unlocking stuff that has nothing to do with the guns. You could unlock the most expensive item in the supply drop, and then everything else will just come easy because it won't be as expensive. So essentially that's what I want them to do in World War II with the supply drops, because we both know they're going to be supply drops in the game, and that's not the issue I have. I mean, I do have an issue with supply drops, because if it was up to me, I would not have them in there at all. But obviously, that's not a choice. But do I think that they're going to do the supply drops like Modern Warfare Remastered? I don't know. I really hope they do, because it doesn't make me nearly as frustrated opening supply drops. That's the thing with like 2K, is that if you're opening packs for what? For 9 months of playing time, and then what, all these players you opened, all this money you spent, all these packs you opened, whatever you did, it's irrelevant now. And I just, it irritates me, because like, I want to open these packs, and especially for YouTube. If you're not making tons of money on YouTube doing it, it's hard to keep spending money on these packs. So that's the thing. And then for like the normal person that doesn't have the money to do it, it's like a system of haves and have-nots, which that's what I hate the most about supply drops, is the system of have and have-nots it creates. That's what really irritates me the most out of it all. But in terms of World War II, do I like what I see so far? Hell yeah, I love it. I always said, if Call of Duty gets to the point where I stop buying them, I will buy a World War II game they make. I did not buy Infinite Warfare. I got to the point where I couldn't do it anymore. I mean, technically I bought Modern Warfare Remastered, but I don't really count that because I already had Modern Warfare to begin with. See, this is where I stopped going on my tear and I started choking hardcore. But do I like what I see? Yes, this is the last chance for Call of Duty in my eyes. Like, if Modern Warfare, or if World War II is a good game, then I am like all for it. I have it pre-ordered fully and everything. I am so ready to play World War II. Let's hope for the best with the supply drops from World War II. Hopefully it's not ridiculous. Hopefully there's not like the bright pink and purple camos and stuff. Like, they really need to stay true to World War II, because World War II is my favorite thing, like, in history to learn about. I can go on YouTube and go down the World War II rabbit hole and never come out. The movie Dunkirk that came out, that movie was awesome. The only thing I'm concerned with is I'm hoping we see some more American and Japanese inspired stuff in the game, because so far everything we've seen has just been German and European, you know, like the Eastern Front, I do believe is what it was. So it's like, I want the German, or I want the Japanese and America, and even the Hungarian, Bulgaria, like Italy, even the other countries aren't talked about as much in World War II. I would love for them to have that in there somehow too. I think what they might do is have like race-themed DLC, not race, but you know what I mean, like, so they might have like a Japanese DLC where it's Japanese maps, then a Russian DLC, and then maybe a second Japanese one, because Japan's, you know, Pearl Harbor is really a hardcore part of the war. So that's what I think, that's what I hope. We'll see what happens. But I'm hoping we get some Japanese stuff in World War II. So anyway guys, if you liked the video, give it a like, comment, subscribe. I'll talk to you in the next video.